Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies, and in today's video we have ourselves another look at the new Season 16 poster, whatever the season may or may not be called. Now the reason why we're taking a look at this poster again, well, that's just because this poster is actually a different poster to what we saw a couple of days ago when the first Season 16 teaser poster was revealed. This is an updated poster that was provided by Ninjago series co-creator Tommy Andreasen, and we also have a couple of notes of his regarding how exactly this poster came to be. So my goal for today's video is to point out some more details that were revealed via this brand new or updated poster, and perhaps see if those notes could provide us with any more hints or clues as to what the Season 16 story will actually be. So as I've said, this is actually not the same poster. Very similar, almost identical in terms of what it's trying to show. It still showcases the giant crystal and the 4 golden weapons encased in crystal. However, there are slight differences to this poster that actually make it pretty cool. So just zooming in a little bit more on here, we can see some updated looks at some of the bad guys. The villains are actually presented in more of a clear manner. We have the Skull Sorcerer right here, and we have Mr. E. That's very clearly Mr. E now. On the previous poster, it was kind of difficult to see who exactly these characters were. Same deal with the mechanic up here. We can now clearly see that, yes, that is indeed the mechanic. We also have clearer looks at Asphira and Pythor, though these two guys were pretty easy to point out right away in the original poster. But the big difference, the big reason why so many people are freaking out about this new poster is because if you take a closer look, if we go even closer, you can see that the villains are all wearing the insignia of the Overlord. As you can see, Mr. E has it right here, the Skull Sorcerer has it right there on his chest. Scrolling up a little bit more, we can see the mechanic has it on his chest as well. Pythor, I'm not really sure if Pythor has it. I could not find it on Pythor for the life of me. Might be in that jewel on his forehead, could be, could not be, who knows. And Asphira has it right there in the middle of her armor as well. And yeah, just showing you guys even further, that is very much the symbol of the Overlord. We can see it twice on this Golden Master minifigure, and of course the Overlord does have that same symbol on his Legacy figure as well. That is the exact same symbol that all of the villains have in this new Season 16 poster, and that was a detail that we did not see in the first rendition of this very same poster. And in my opinion, that's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal that these guys are all wearing the insignia of the Overlord, because it says to me that the Overlord will in fact be in Season 16 in some way. We know, judging from the leaked set listings and some of the, I guess, leaked set images that we have so far, that the Overlord was in fact going to be returning anyway, but it's nice to get that confirmation that the Overlord is in fact going to be returning in Ninjago Season 16. And it makes sense that all of these guys are wearing his symbol. It seems like the Overlord is going to be the main, I guess, ringleader behind everyone, I guess, teaming up, all of these bad guys teaming up with each other. Yeah, the mechanic has it here, Asphira has it there. Kind of crazy. Out of all of these bad guys, I think the only one that has previously worked with the Overlord is Pythor, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the mechanic, but I'm pretty sure it was just Pythor that worked with the Overlord. Not sure any of these other guys worked with him before. It makes sense, though, why all of these guys would be teaming up with the Overlord, and I love how they're all wearing his symbol. You can also see new armor on these guys, too. They all have crystallized armor. You can see that on Mr. E right there. The Skull Sorcerer has it as well. What about the other guys? Yep, you can see it on the mechanic here. This weird crystallized shoulder armor. Asphira has it too. Pythor, I'm not really sure. I can't really tell if Pythor is wearing that armor. Maybe Pythor is going to be the one rogue member of this entire villain team up. Maybe Pythor would be the one to return to the light side after this is all said and done. We've seen him go good before, so who really knows what's going on here. But yeah, that is the primary detail that is new here in this new rendition of the poster. All of the bad guys are wearing the Overlord's symbol. And of course, like I said, we do have some official statements from Ninjago series co-creator Tommy Andreasen that we should probably take a look at. He tweeted this out, the official new poster, and his notes that he actually sent to the people that made the poster. The tweet reads as follows: "We hope you like the new Ninjago teaser poster. This is what the brief looked like, short and sweet. At Wildbrain Studio, concept artist Daniel Wang totally aced it, in my opinion." I agree, that poster looks amazing. I love the new poster. The idea to add the ninja eyes only came after the first layout rough. The composition just called for it. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Moving on to his actual notes here, this is actually the list of notes that Tommy Andreasen gave to the people that actually made the poster, and I want to go through these really quick too, because it actually does provide a little bit more insight as to what the decision-making process was for this poster. It reads as follows: "Firstly, a teaser poster, the 4 weapons of creation encased in purple crystal." Yep, confirming that these are indeed the golden weapons. I don't know why people are saying that they're not the golden weapons. They clearly are 4 weapons of creation. The entire poster is probably purple with crystal covering everything, like the weapons are stuck in one big crystal. In the crystal, we should see reflections / refractions, or vice versa, versa, whatever. Forgive me, I am dyslexic. Of the 5 generals, quote unquote. Okay, interesting, generals. So it sounds like all of the villains that we see in the poster, you know, you got Pythor, Skull Sorcerer, Mr. E, Asphira, and the Mechanic. They are listed as the generals. Are they each going to have their own individual armies make up the Overlord's army? For example, the Overlord could have control over the Pyro Vipers, maybe even some leftover Anachondri or Serpentine that might still be bad, and maybe these guys are just the generals of those individual groups. If that's true, we could see a massive Overlord army made up of several pieces of Ninjago's past villain lineups, which could be interesting to see. We already have a pretty wild team right now with the Sinister 5, so to speak, that we already have. So who knows, maybe we're going to see some sidekicks join the fight. That could be fun, right? Not too clearly, and maybe just silhouettes, which can be theorized upon. Yeah, I mean, I think the first poster did a better job at, I guess, making things a little bit more ambiguous. The initial poster, the villains were a little bit less, I guess, revealed. The new poster definitely reveals them in full force, so I'm not sure if that decision was maybe counteracted at some point, or maybe they just wanted to just reveal who was going to be in the season. But you could tell for the most part who it was in that first poster, but there was still a level of uncertainty. In this new poster, we can definitely see who it is. Like some folks, for example, weren't exactly sure if the Mechanic was in that initial poster. Now we know that he was indeed, because the new poster clearly shows him. And finally, Ninjago logo at the bottom with golden embers coming off of it. And those are the actual notes. I thought this was just super interesting to look at, especially in terms of the 5 generals being a thing. I'm curious to see what that's all about. Generals is in quotes, so maybe it's just a placeholder word or something. Maybe I'm looking too much into the word generals there. I also find it interesting that the silhouette idea was kind of backtracked, because yeah, you can very well see who's in this poster. Skull Sorcerer, Mr. E, the Mechanic, Asphira, Pythor. You can easily make out who these characters are and who they're going to be, which is obvious, but hey, maybe that idea was just kind of backtracked upon, who's to say. But overall, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my look at this brand new teaser poster. I think for the most part, this poster is a much better upgrade to the original. It actually shows the bad guys, for example, but at the same time, I think that's kind of a downgrade too. At the very same time, kind of an upgrade, kind of a downgrade. The reason why I say that is because I kind of liked not knowing who exactly was going to be in there. Like I said earlier, there was that level of uncertainty that this new poster just doesn't really provide. I do like seeing how each of the villains has the Overlord's symbol, though. That's a new one, and I do appreciate that quite a bit. Showcases that yes, indeed, the Overlord will in fact be involved in some way, as confirmed by the fact that literally every single villain has his symbol. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that's all about. Nothing else that I need to talk about in this video. I think we've pretty much covered everything. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting thing to cover. Again, it's not every day we get an updated poster pretty much immediately after the original one comes out. But hey, I'm a fan of this poster. I kind of like the other one a little more, if I'm being honest, but this one's not too bad either. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. That'll pretty much wrap it up from my thoughts here today. I appreciate you guys sticking by me all of this time. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Once again, you guys, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.